All right, so the last time I put out one of the drills that we did, it seemed pretty popular, so I was going to do it again. Yesterday was our facility day, and we did a mid-rise drill. So one of my guys, he is working on becoming an acting driver, and when you do that, you have to go through a task book and meet certain objectives. Once you're proficient in it, then you get signed off with it. So the main goal of today was he had to supply an FDC from the engine, a secure water source, and also I think supply sprinklers with it, which kind of hand in hand at our facility because we got it hooked up. So I did have two goals. The goal number one was acting driver training, so to supply an FDC, and goal number two was to practice a game plan for if we get a mid-rise fire for my crew. So you'll notice it was more skill acquisition as opposed to drills. So we weren't in full PPE, air pack, stuff like that. I wanted to, hey, let's focus on the skill acquisition part, and then when we touch on it again, maybe we'll be full gear. So that is why I drill the way I do with it, and you'll see there was multiple drills, training/drills done, and I'll define each one with that. So training number one was just for the acting driver candidate. I'm using my GoPro a little bit more. You'll see video at the end. So I wish I would have taken more still shots of our actual academy. So I found some comparable buildings for it. So we had a 4-story tower with an FDC connection. I told them, hey, just hook up to this and supply it, and watch them go with it. And had a little hiccups. Obviously, we're still in the skill acquisition part, so that's why we do this multiple times. Went through it. Had one of my other drivers gave guidance for it. I also did. So once we ironed out all the steps needed for this part, we actually went into a drill. So this is training number one. All right, we're a little rusty. Work on making sure, hey, supply that just one line right away. Get water flowing to it. Get your hydrant, and then get the other line flowing to it. Where you're gonna hook up, how you're gonna do that. So it went good. We figured out our game plan. So then we went to the drill number one, which we gave no guidance. Said go. So I had a little more hustle with it. Knew what to expect. You know, I had a driver at one point. He goes, "Hey, let's act like we've done this before because we have." And what that comes down to is the only way to do that is to practice, train. Okay, we got to do it. Get out there, and if you stretch lines once a year, you're going to perform like you stretch lines once a year, right? So drill number one that we ended up doing after training, did great with it. I said, all right. So I gave a game plan for my rescue crew was there, and I told them, hey, you guys will beat us on scene, which is normal. And we had a forcible entry door right in front of the doorway. I said, you're going to be in charge of forcible entry. And we drove around in the engine, and me and one of the other firemen, we hopped out, grabbed our high-rise pack and our kit, and we proceeded to the door, and this guy had to supply everything. Now, our policies, our SOPs for high-rise incidents is the whole crew goes up, but for this, kind of finagle a little bit because I wanted, like I said, I had goals for it. I wanted to work on the acting driver for him, and I'm like, hey, well, the rest of us sitting around, let's do our part. So we kind of detoured a little from that standard operating procedure with it. So our crew, we went up. The scenario was, I'll get to it here. We had fire on the 4th floor. So we were going up to the 3rd floor. We were going to hook up, took the stairs, obviously, just no elevators at this place. Took the stairs, hooked up on the 3rd floor, and then we made our advanced to the fire floor. So he had to, I kind of just went over this game plan. I wrote it down for you guys below, what we ended up doing. And so this is kind of just a video review of it. Got some little music going there. Like I said, I'm still learning with the GoPro here. Okay, one thing you weren't able to see is I did go up on the 4th floor and put up some cones in different spots, and I told the probationary firefighter that was on the nozzle, I said, hey, when you see the cone, that's fire. So you got to knock the cones down, then the fire's out, to give them a target instead of just spraying everything. So in summary, what we learned during this drill and was when deploying, our high-rise pack is put into Minuteman loads. When deploying the Minuteman load in a tight spot, use the coil prop. You guys saw a video example of that. Now we ended up doing our version of deploying the line 2 or 3 times up there to really get it dialed in. So you didn't see all that video from it because I'll tell you right now, I'm a novice with the GoPro and I screwed it up. But we did it multiple times to make sure we got it right, and I wanted to show the guys, hey, because we deployed it as we normally do our cross lays, and there's just too much hose all over the place, not organized. So tight spots, we learned let's use the coil prop. It's gonna be best, and you need to practice it because if you're not practicing it, it's easy to screw it up because it's not a common deployment that we use. So that comes down to sets and reps matters. Gotta get out and do it. You can talk about all you want. But doing is another thing, and I watched guys kind of fumble with stuff they knew better. But then you do it a couple more times, you get it dialed in. There you go. Got to touch these things though. It's going to be repetitions with it. The more you do it, the better you'll be. So you better start now, right? Stop waiting. Do the skill, whatever you have been putting off. Whatever you're not going to be good in the beginning, but keep doing it, and you'll start getting better at it. So bite the bullet with it. So that was a summary of our drill that day. It was fun, and one of my guys he was on light duty for like 6 months, came back, and I heard him say, "Hell yeah, I love this shit," as he was helping advance the line up the stairs. It's just little stuff. We weren't killing ourselves. We didn't throw packs on our full gear. Could have been better that way, absolutely, but it was more just let's get back out there. It's a beautiful day, and we were doing multiple sets with stuff. So hope you guys enjoyed this video with it, and I'll talk to you later.